Hi, what is good? What is good? So, I am back with some more information about Resident Evil 3, just a roundup of news information that has popped up in the media, more so from Famitsu magazine, where the developers had an interview there, and they also had a article spread on the official PlayStation UK magazine as well. So I've just rounded up all of the interesting bits into this video. So let's get into it. So firstly, in a Famitsu interview, they mentioned that there won't be any delays, so the game will meet the April 3rd release date, which is excellent to know because they're also saying that the game is actually 90% complete. Their perspective was they wanted to announce the game when it's near completion so that they could, one, meet their deadline, and two, make it more of like a satisfying surprise to us fans. And I think that's excellent because that's similar to what happened with Resident Evil 2 remake. They announced it and it wasn't too far away from release, so that was good to know. And it seems as though they're repeating the same promotional release scheduling again. There will be arrangements to the game, and that is also good to know because to the people that have actually played the whole of Resident Evil 3, to play it all over again, even though it's been many years since the original of the game came out, it would be cool for things to have fresh elements to it. So to keep the game fresh, they have rearranged some things, so that will be good to keep us on our toes. Well, to the people that have completed the whole game, because I never actually got to finish completing the whole game on the PlayStation because I didn't have a PlayStation at the time. I was actually borrowing it from a friend, so that is also good. Along with that, there will be various different types of zombies that will be in the game. Now that is great because in Resident Evil 2 remake there was a nice variety of zombies, so it didn't feel like there was some repetitiveness in terms of the zombies that you was killing. But in this case, they're actually mentioning and making it be known, letting it be known that there will be different types of zombies in this version of the game. And I'm hoping that there will actually be children zombies in that case, because if you think about it, if you're in a city, Raccoon City, it's kind of odd that there's only adult zombies. There wasn't any children zombies at all, and this is a city, so there should be children zombies, right? So hopefully that means there will be real various different types of unique type of zombies in this game. So we'll have to wait and see on that. Carlos will also have his own unique section of the game, similar to Sherry in Resident Evil 2, having the whole section of escaping the mayor's office and whatnot, basically, and the playground, which was really fun. It was quite cool and quite intense. So Carlos will have his own section that he will have to maneuver around and will get to play in and experience. So that's also nice to hear. There will not be any alternate endings, and there also won't be no mercenaries mode. Now that's a bit disheartening, but expected at the same time in regards to the mercenaries mode, because they've gone out of their way to create Project Resistance, which is a multiplayer experience that even in this interview they mentioned it is a fun time to play them both simultaneously, even though they're not connected with one another fully, but it is an experience that you can assume would be incorporated into the world of Resident Evil 3, but they're not connected. And it's just a fun take on fun elements of how to play the multiplayer game of surviving, whether you are the mastermind in control of things or whether you're one of the survivors. So not having mercenaries mode was kind of expected based on that, because I love the mercenaries mode, especially in Resident Evil 5, and Resident Evil 6 was also cool as well. But in this case, in Resident Evil 3 remake, there won't be a mercenaries mode. There won't be no alternate endings, which is also really cool. because for me, as I mentioned, I never got to complete the whole game of Resident Evil 3. So I'll get to experience it in its true form. So that is great, I think. And I'm pretty sure people that have played the original game won't be that disheartened about not having any alternate endings. Although in Resident Evil 2 Remake, there was an alternate ending in that game, but it was cool, but it wasn't like game changing or anything like that. So it's just like a nice added touch kind of thing. ResidentEvil.net will be connected with Project Resistance, the multiplayer game, and which is what they mentioned. From what I take from that is games nowadays, they tend to have like an app or a website that is interconnected with their game. So it might show stats, might show how you're playing, it might show customizational options that you can use, such as with the Call of Duty app or the FIFA app. Even Red Dead Redemption 2 has an app where you can get information about things from there. Resident Evil 3 Project Resistance will have connection to ResidentEvil.net, and I'm assuming it will be just things based on stats, win, loss, kill, death, how often you get caught by traps, how often you kill with certain weapons, that kind of thing. Leaderboards amongst other people. I'm assuming that's what it will be. Also with Project Resistance, Annette Birkin will be a mastermind in the game, and her traits will be of virus and biological weapons, because she's a scientist and whatnot. From her background in Resident Evil 2, it makes sense for her cards, her skill sets, to be based around biological weapons and viruses and whatnot. As some of you guys may know, I am a Melina fan, but I'm also a huge fan of the voice actor for Melina, who is the same voice actor that plays the role for Annette Birkin. Her name is Karen Strassman. Very, very good and excellent voice actor. So I will most likely be really maining her when playing Project Resistance, when the game is fully out, based on that fact. And she'll be pretty cool. Kind of reminds me of Alexia Gioni from Resident Evil 5, just in terms of her presence and whatnot. But that leads me to this point, actually. I hope characters from those past Resident Evils will make it into Project Resistance as like character skins that you could play as. I'm pretty sure they'll do that, but I just have to have my fingers crossed that they will, because I would love to have Sheva Alma in this game. That'll just be excellent, alongside Alexia Gioni and even Barry and whatnot. So fingers crossed that happens. But yeah, Annette Birkin will have more creature-based cards, as I mentioned, in terms of her style when it comes to her role as a mastermind in Project Resistance. I can't wait for the game to be released. I will be playing both Project Resistance and, of course, the main game of Resident Evil 3. And if there's any more information that gets released, I will be posting it on my channel and giving you guys an update on it. But that is all the news thus far that I've found about Resident Evil 3. I'll catch you all in the next video later.